See, that's crazy because our culture really was just taught to just get a name.
Yeah.
And then that's where the information stopped. Nobody said, hey, listen, you get a name, you got to get an office, you got to get a telephone system.
Yes.
You actually got to name what kind of business you're going to be in. Where's your logo? Where's your business card? Where's your website? Can we look you up on 411.com? Now can we file taxes?
Right.
Nobody said that. They just like, man, just get your name. So, people walking around here saying my last name Johnson, so it's Johnson Trucking or it's Johnson Subs.
Yeah.
And that's the best that we could do. And so now we have education. Institutions won't educate you.
Understanding your business and understanding your cash flow to understand if you're bankable or not.
Wow.
Having a home that you own, that's good debt. There's nothing bad about that because debts like that can become assets.
Come on, debts like that. That's a bar. Debts like that can become assets.
And don't let anybody tell you that your dream is too big. That's something that I would say to my kids and younger kids in your audience. Like, don't let anybody tell you. People tell people what they can't do because they couldn't do it. So,
what's going on, guys? Y'all already know what it is. It's another episode of Free Game Fridays, the podcast. And today we're gonna be talking about a myriad of things. Okay, I'm gonna be dropping gems. I have a really good guest on the panel as well. He's gonna be dropping gems. But if you're stuck, if you're the kind of person that make a little bit of money but can't get over you're right at that cusp of getting ready to get to six figures and you don't know what to do, well, there's another set of rules that you have to be able to embark upon in order to get to the next level. So today we're going to be dropping gems on that. We're going to be talking about corporations. LLCs have been a really big hot topic ever since the pandemic. I think that's about the time that our culture started learning about the importance of corporations and that sort of thing. And so we're going to be dropping gems on that as well. We're going to be talking about the importance of corporations, how anyone can start a corporation. Okay, you could be 16, 17 years old. Your parents can start one for you, or anybody 18 and over can start their own corporation. And then we're going to be talking about it's not just good enough to have a name in a corporation, but we're going to be talking about how to fund that corporation. I'm not going to name drop unless my guests want to, but he works for one of the biggest banks here in America. He runs the bank in the corporate sector, the small business sector, and so he's going to be dropping gems on how to get funding as well with your corporation. And then we got some other surprises, so stay to the end. But without further ado, I want to introduce a man that gained my respect early on. Like since the time that we first met each other, he fly, y'all. Y'all gonna see a little bit of that, man. He fly. He ain't acting. He really like that. And he captured me, man. And I'm not easily captured by somebody. But you have to be intelligent. You've got to have that energy that you're real, all right. And you have to be transparent in your actions in order for me to attach. Other than that, I'll just speak to you, keep it moving. But this brother, man, we smoke cigars together. We've hung out together, man. For all I know, he's family, man. And so I want to introduce him on the show, my boy, DeVance West.
What's going on,
man,
brother? I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, man. Welcome to the show.
Kind words.
Yeah, man, they real, man. Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep it 100. And
yeah,
so,
definitely.
If it wasn't so, I wouldn't have said it, man.
I know that. I know that about you. You know? I know we haven't known each other for long, but yeah, we definitely connected after the first time we met. You know, you're a stand-up brother.
Oh man, I appreciate it.
Definitely.
I feel the same about you.
Yeah, no doubt.
All the way from where you from? Tell the people where you from.
I originally come from Jersey, man, but I'm a Houston boy now.
Houston, baby. Houston in the building.
So yeah, I live in Humble, so it's pretty nice.
Humble is a suburb of Houston, guys. But we call it Houston. Some people call it Humble.
Yeah.
Spelled Humble.
Yeah. And I've been corrected many times. Because at first.
You used to say humble?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time down here.
Awesome.
Definitely.
So how long you been here in Houston?
I've been here 4 years.
Okay.
Close to 4 years. Yeah, I'm fresh.
You like it or love it?
I love it, man. I used to come down here. I got family and friends that live down here for 15 15 plus years. I used to creep down here, you know, from Jersey. I'm gonna go to Houston. Everybody was in Houston. I was like, you need to come and
They
find
thought we
out.
had horses and chariots
Yeah.
yeah,
When,
people ride horses and stuff, huh?
when I told my dad that I was moving, he was like, "Why would you want to do that?" And I was like, you know, Houston is a great place to be. You know,
Man,
so
I love it. I love it. Well, we're gonna get right into it, man. Speaking of Houston, the economy here in Houston it's buzzing, man, so much. But there's also economies that are alike as well. And so what I want to do, man, I know that you work for a big bank and you see a lot of different files. And one of the things that we're gonna be doing here on June 9th is June 9th, 2024. We're gonna be doing gym session.
yeah.
So it's gonna be kind of a free game Friday live event. But I wanted to call it gym session because everybody's like, every time they see me in the streets, say, man, you be dropping gyms, you be dropping gyms. So I'm like, you know what? Gym session. So we're gonna give the people just a little snippet of what we'll be talking about, some of the topics we'll be talking about on gym session. All right. So I want to start off with talking about corporations. Guys, a lot of people understand that they should have a corporation, they should have an LLC, but they don't understand what to do with it. And so you and I, we were talking just about that a couple weeks ago, and we said we were going to do a conference and and talk to people about that. So just talk a little bit about small business, corporations, and how to get funding and that sort of thing.
And so, you know, what I do at the bank is I deal with corporations that are a million and below. So, you know, I deal with a lot of startup corporations, you know, a lot of people just getting their business started. So, you know, a lot of business owners that I notice don't have the education that, you know, you and me might have when they're starting their business, you know, and it can range from young to, you know, straight out of college or even in the mid 40s, you know, they just not sure of how to get everything started. So usually when they come to the bank, they're looking for that financial education. And, you know, most business owners that I notice, they are coming to the bank. They're starting their business years before they even come to the bank.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's not they didn't even think about it. They started doing what they were doing, and having business and keeping it separate from personal wasn't something that they really thought about. They just start doing their business all out of their personal account.
That's crazy because that's how I started to a certain degree. I didn't start that bad. I knew the difference between keeping business separate from personal, but often there were times where the line was blurred because of lack of education.
Right.
You just said people come into the bank, and that's interesting. People come into your branch, and they have a corporation that's been inactive as it relates to the banking world, or they don't have a plan to really grow and scale that business. See, that's crazy because our culture really was just taught to just get a name.
Yeah.
And then that's where the information stopped. Nobody said, hey, listen, you get a name, you got to get an office, you got to get a telephone system.
Yes.
You actually got to name what kind of business you're going to be in. Where's your logo? Where's your business card? Where's your website? You know, can we look you up on 411.com? Now can we file taxes?
Right.
Nobody said that. They just like, man, just get your name. So, you know, people walking around here saying my last name Johnson, so it's Johnson Trucking or it's Johnson Subs.
Yeah.
And that's the best that we could do. You know, and so now we have education. Institutions won't educate you. So I'm glad that you and I came out with our education. We'll talk about that, you know, at gym session. We'll have time on this podcast to talk about the education form that we put together. But definitely educating people is real important. So talk a little bit more about, you say you deal with businesses under $1 million. So I kind of cut you off a little bit when you were talking about the corporations being unbankable. But what else you see in the branch every day in terms of the ignorance that business owners are undergoing?
And depending on the business, because understanding your business is to know if you're bankable or not. You know, wow. a lot of people don't understand their cash flow.
Hold on, back up. Say that again. Say it. Understanding. You started off saying understanding your business.
Understanding your business and understanding your cash flow to understand if you're bankable or not.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's
you know,
big.
a lot of people, and besides the bank, all banks have restricted industries.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Let's talk about some of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of restricted industries, like, and people have ways to getting around it. But
Right.
you know, like, let's just say we were in the government, or we were government contractors, and we supplied munitions, not even weapons, just munitions. You know, it's not bankable. Bank doesn't like that. Of course, a hot topic these days, marijuana. You know, it's state by state legal, but it's not federally legal.
So marijuana isn't bankable, but yet you want to open up a dispensary.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we talk about this in our course in terms of the NACES code, you know, and what type of business you need to be coded as in order to be favorable or bankable. But you also said that there's ways around it. So if you had a marijuana business, let's give the audience an example of how you would gain funding, although your business isn't marijuana.
Well,
That's some game. That's some game for another topic. Go ahead, then.
well, you know, it's I should say it's ways around it, because you know it's thin lines. You know,
Right.
it's thin lines between, and every bank is different. You know, let me just put that out there.
So
Every
listen,
bank
I'm
is
gonna say,
different.
listen, it's free game Friday, so we gotta drop gems. I'm gonna drop a gem.
Yeah.
Okay. He can't really say nothing, and he don't know anything, but I know a way. So no. The thing is though, but what's so crazy about it though? It's not even anything illegal. Like you said, it may be a gray line, if any, but white people do it all the time. I'm just gonna keep it 100. So if I were to open up a dispensary,
Yeah.
then I would have a consulting firm, and I will consult with many different dispensaries and grow houses, and I will gain research. I would do research on who has the best products, what are the side effects, what are the benefits, how do you the research on how to transport it down from one farm to the dispensary, how to package it, and my consulting company will be the banking. That would be the bank account, and that's how I would get banking, and then I would use it. Research development would cause me to have to want a dispensary because now I'm putting my research to work, but I got the funding in my consulting. Bam! So we just dropping gems.
Consulting.
Yes.
You know, consulting is a wide range of business.
Yeah.
You know, wide, but it is bankable.
And so the wider you go, okay, we talk about this in our course. The wider you go, the more general you go, the more bankable you are. Why? I'm gonna drop another gem.
Go ahead and drop it.
All right, go ahead and drop it.
Go ahead and drop it.
All
Let
right.
them know.
So this is another gem, guys. If you have a business and you name it something that can't be described specifically, you're doing the right thing. So let's say that you had, you know, White, your last name White, so White Enterprises. White Enterprises can be a consulting firm whenever banking is favorable to the consulting industry. It also can be a tech firm whenever we have banking kind of going towards more favorable towards tech companies, and so on and so forth. So again, the broader you keep your company, the more general name that you have, in other words, the more bankable you are, because there will come times where the the industry that you're operating in won't be as favorable. Like transportation right now. Transportation, everybody want to start. I know from my hood, that's the ticket
Transportation
out.
might be number one.
Yeah, that's the ticket
especially
out.
in Texas.
Yeah.
You know, and I have to stop saying that because I'm a Texan now. But you know, in Texas, trucking and what is it, hot shots? You know, so we don't have these type of things as a normality in Jersey.
Okay.
You know, because it's a lot more trucking and transportation here. You got trains everywhere. You know, Texas is basically its own country.
Yeah, everybody say that.
You know, it's a lot of trucking business is really big.
So is it bankable?
Yeah.
Okay. So trucking is bankable. I love that. There'll be a time where trucking isn't so bankable. So the name of your company shouldn't be White Transportation. It should be White Enterprises, because White Enterprises could operate as a transportation and logistical company. But then also, when things get tight in the banking industry, then it could be a consulting firm to logistic companies or transportation companies. And then if all that fails, or when it all fails in 20 years into business, now you have to change up and say that you are a tech firm. Well, then now you can aim your efforts towards web development, towards digital marketing, using AI tools for trucking companies. And so as you see, White Enterprises actually was so general that it blanketed all of your business endeavors over a 20 to 30 year period. Whereas you
Right.
didn't have to continue to switch the names or start another LLC
Exactly.
or start this umbrella company that was really meant to be a utility company. But now you got to move it up to be another company that's not as utility because the banking industry doesn't favor it. So just a few
It's
gems.
yeah, you dropping a few.
Yeah.
You dropping a few.
That's what we do, man.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And you know, when you're trying to scale, you know, it's good to have a business with multiple facets to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know, there's no, I guess there's no really successful businessman that's in just one industry.
You're right.
You know,
You're totally right. You have to evolve.
Yeah,
I remember I had an ice cream shop. And the whole concept of my ice cream shop was an evolution.
Right.
It's crazy. I'll highlight a few. So first of all, I was in a high-rid district. So I was in Sugarland, Texas, which is a suburb to Houston, and about 25 minutes out, so it's not too far. And the real estate out there was so expensive to where you get charged rent by the square feet that you have. And so I wanted to beat Baskin Robbins, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man, Baskin Robbins got 31 flavors.
I'm at 32.
I wanted 32. I had 38 because I'm an overachiever. You know what I'm saying? And so the dilemma with that was to get so much square feet that I would have a bigger walk-in cooler.
Right.
And then that would also drive the electricity costs up. And it will also, ice cream is a dairy product. So then now you have more flies and gnats and things of that nature that are more privy to your space, to your commercial space or your building, because it's dairy. And so all those pose the threat to me for different ways. And so what I did was I just changed it up and I got a machine. So I had custard ice cream. I don't know if a lot of people in Houston didn't hear about that.
Custard.
Yeah, they didn't know about that.
Machine.
There you go. Soft serve
Yeah,
machine with
soft
custard.
serve.
Yeah. So I had chocolate and vanilla. And something in my head said, you know what? If you got all these different flavors, I bet that it ain't nothing but food coloring and artificial flavoring. But the base is probably always vanilla or either chocolate. And I was right.
Make your own flavors.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I contacted the company, and the guy was developing a new apparatus, and he wasn't confident. I gave him that. I said, man, put it on the market. Oh, you know it's gonna come on the market sometime. The next couple of years I've been playing with it. Next couple of years it'll come out. I said, listen, I will pay you double, and have a testimony. I will write testimonials for you if this machine works. I need it now because it will save me space, so I can get a lower square foot space.
Right.
It will save me electricity because I don't have to have a big walk-in cooler. Anyway, long story short, I did that, right? Then, so that was the first time that I changed my business plan.
And this machine could do different flavors
Oh, he
on the
fascinated with the
spot.
machine. He fascinated with the machine.
Yeah,
Let me break it
yeah.
down.
You know,
I was talking about the financial part of it. But let me.
I mean, my
let me-
bad. When you say things, I
got you.
was just a little interested in the machine, and I probably some people want to know.
You're right.
We ain't got to stay
If you
too
want to
long
know,
on
okay.
it, you know.
If you want to know, they want to know. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
you know,
So, yeah,
just type of machine it was.
So basically, what I did was, so picture a soft serve machine from Dairy Queens or anything like that, right? That has so I had chocolate and vanilla. It was custard ice cream. So it's custard ice cream. You got to look it up yourself. But custard ice cream, guys, is it's a fluffier ice cream. It has more butter than milk, so it works with lactose people, and it's richer. It tastes better. And so, all right, guys. So I want to tell you about this event that I'm throwing on June 9th. Okay, guys, June 9th from 2 to 5 p.m. I'll be dropping gems. We're gonna call it Gem Session. You heard it right, Gem Session. Since I'm always dropping gems, but this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some of my friends and colleagues from around the world to come and grace the stage with me as well. And we're just going to have a conversation. We're going to have a good time. There's going to be dancing. We're going to have brunch. It's just going to be a celebration, but everything is going to be tied to showing you how to get passive income and how to set wealth. And so at the end of the day, make sure you click the link below. If you're on YouTube, if you're on social media, then you can DM the word gems, or you can click the link in my bio to be led to the registration page. Thank you. We had chocolate and vanilla, and then you could do a twist. Okay. Then, so I had the naughty side and the nice side. That's the naughty side of my ice cream shop. The name was called Creamworks. Even the name was off the chain.
Yeah.
Because you could work your ice cream whichever way you want. And it was spelled WORX. I'm gonna have to put the logo on the screen instead of KS. Yeah, we're gonna put the logo on the screen if I can find it. And so you had naughty side The nice side was vanilla yogurt and
Mm-hmm.
California tart yogurt, which is a probiotic.
Tart.
Yeah, tart yogurt
So
is
like,
a probiotic yogurt.
oh,
It has like a tart taste to it,
yeah.
but a lime, kind of like a key lime taste.
Mm-hmm.
But it has probiotics in it, so it helps with your digestive tract, especially when you're in your cycle and stuff. So that was the healthy part.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in between the two machines, I had the machine, that machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That machine was a flavor machine.
Right.
So it had like 18 basic flavors. So from black cherry to strawberry to regular cherry to pina colada to pistachio to lemon,
Just one
banana.
machine.
One machine, but it had that was all the flavors. So what we would do is we would get ice cream
Right.
in your sundae cup,
Yeah.
in the cup. We squirt the flavor in there.
Yeah.
Then I had toppings.
Yeah.
So you could put strawberries in them, fruity pebbles, whatever. We put all that together. And now I'm spitting out a ice cream cone that has the flavor and the ingredients embedded in there. But because it's custard, it's so fluffy, it don't melt like soft serve.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was a treat.
See that?
Wow. I'm glad I said that. Glad you asked
So
that.
I mean, you gotta let them know.
Yeah,
The ingenious just didn't start.
Yeah, you're right.
Recently.
Nah, man. This was in
You've been an
2000
innovator.
You feel me? From
Yeah,
day one.
yeah.
This was 2007. I was 27 years old. I'm 44 today. I made 44 yesterday.
Look,
That was wow. It was a long time ago. Wow.
17.
20, yeah. No, I was 27. In 2007, I was 27.
Yeah, well, I mean 44. That's
Oh, you're doing the math. 17 years ago.
17 years
Yeah.
ago.
Wow. So I came up with more than 38. You ever had like 38 or 39 flavors? Right under 40. Can't remember exactly. Because I would have customers that would come up with their own flavors, and if the flavor was good, I was the only taste tester.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody else at the job could at the ice cream shop could taste it. I had to taste it. If I approve it, we take a picture of you. We get to name it, and that's your flavor of the month. And I only had 5 flavors of the month. And then if your flavor was, if it's like people loved it, because I would keep a tally of how many people got your ice cream.
Right.
Then you would make it on my permanent flavor. So I end up getting 38 flavors from my customers. So again, just evolving with the business. So like I had somebody who made like a blackberry, kiwi, something else flavor, and it hit in an ice cream cone or in a bowl if you add like sprinkles to it and whipped cream.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. So for that person had a picture holding their creation with the ingredients listed.
Different
and you can
ingredients,
come in and
that's
say, man, I
theirs.
want the West.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
I'm
West would be-
you know what? I want to say something else too because
Okay.
I know the stories about the ice cream, but you basically are telling me that even then you were willing to just evolve or whatever the business needed. And a lot of business owners need to know that it doesn't have to be A, B, C, D. Sometimes it goes A, D, C, B.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
That's some gems right there.
Just to be able to evolve with your business.
And you made that come full circle.
Be
That's
able
exactly
to grow it.
my point.
So
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing. And that's something that they should really realize, that they have to be flexible when it comes to doing business, because it's not always going to go the way you thought it was going to go.
Come on.
But it doesn't mean it's not going to be successful.
Come on.
You know?
You dropping gems, bro. And if I sat in front of you at your branch, how bankable would I be?
Amazing.
I would be very bankable because my ability to what?
Well, your ability to earn, because that's number one that the bank really wants. They want to make sure that you earning, because a lot of people can have business, but it's the difference between being an entrepreneur and
number 2,
and the rest, so, as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure that you're definitely making money.
Yeah.
But to also be able to have a clear vision of where your business is going and how it can get there, that's also something that the bank takes into consideration when they're not just bankable, but even when they get into the lending aspect.
Yeah.
Because you already have it laid out.
Yeah.
Of this is how it's going to happen. So, a business owner with that type of plan has already demonstrated this. We're in April. I mean, we're in May. Phew, time's flying in the year. We're in May. So from January to May, let's just say you open in December. January to May, you've already implemented this and you've already started to make money. So let's say you're at 30,000 already. You know, first quarter you did 25,000, 30,000. You know, you're on your way to building 120, 150,000 in the first year, which is, you know, to be able to make income without, you know, a job paying you is, you know, you're
It's
on your
making
way to
magic.
becoming a successful entrepreneur, you know. So that's something that we do talk about when we are having these consults, because that's what they are. They're consults. You know, I'm going to just lay it out to you and see how you feel about my recommendation. You know,
Right.
so
Right. No,
hmm
that's good, man. That's good. And then the other thing too is that the ability to evolve. I was willing to evolve with whatever part of my business needed to evolve because I'm
hmm
able and just think about it. Like when I was planning this company out, this ice cream shop out, I was 26. I didn't open up till I was 27. So I'm
exactly.
already thinking that's why the bankers do love me. Because they're
hmm
like, man, he's gonna make sure he's gonna get the money regardless whether he got to switch up or not. Because I was already thinking overhead, like, man, if I come for a Baskin Robbins, which I never did, I never won, but
hmm
I did make my ice cream shop did make number 10 on the top 10 best ice cream parlors in Houston. I didn't even know they were there, but I remember the day because I made an ice cream cone. I made an ice cream sundae or something. No, a cone for someone, and took a picture of the cone in my background of my ice cream shop. And then the next thing I know, the Houston Press. I was in Houston Press. It's one of the top 10. But me being able to evolve and say, on the spot and say, well, we can't. I want to come for them, but I can't do it that way. I got to reduce the space that I'm getting because I'm
hmm
charged per square feet,
Yeah.
or I have to reduce, the amount of electricity I'm gonna use because we in Texas
hmm
and Houston to be exact. In the summertime, light bills can get $600-700 just for you staying cool.
Especially with those freezes going.
Yeah. And so I had to
hmm
look at all that. So you as a banker will look at me and be like, damn, like, yeah, he ready. And then the other thing too, man, I never forget. Um, I lived in a neighborhood and there was a senior group there.
Right.
And senior came in, older senior lady came in one day and she was like, do y'all have root beer floats by any chance? And I was like, no. I was like, but when I go pick my kids up for school, because I was married at the time, so my wife and she would go, and
hmm
we would take turns getting the kids, and one of us would hold it down at the ice cream shop. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my kids. I was like, if you come back after dinner,
Yeah. I'll make you
I'll
that.
make you that.
hmm
So then just had a great time, and then I come to find out she was the president of the neighborhood senior group, which I didn't know we had.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I evolved again.
hmm
So then I said, okay, well, let me have senior day.
hmm
So the first Monday of every month, which was a slow day for me, I ensured the seniors they can come in. I would play sock hop music from the 50s.
Mm.
And I bought these old fashioned Coca-Cola glasses from
hmm
the dollar store. They were like 99 cents each. But
Right.
they was probably like $5.99 each.
Like what they used to use in those old ice cream parlors.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, with the
With the
guy with the
red
white hat on.
yes.
Yeah, uh-huh.
With the red and white striped straw.
Yeah.
And I would make them root beer and Coke floats.
Mm-hmm.
And then I end up making them burgers because I got like this. So air fry's been out, guys, but
Mm-hmm.
only in the commercial industry. Y'all just started hearing about it maybe 5, 6 years ago. But I had an air fryer back then, and so I would air fry the hamburgers,
Really?
and they would come in and just for $10,
Yeah.
they would have tater tots, burgers,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and a Coke or a root beer float.
Did you evolve again?
That was another evolution.
Another
You
evolution.
feel me?
Another
Yeah.
income stream
There you go.
for the same business.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I was bankable, guys, because and I can go on and on, man. We ended up doing funnel cakes and stuff. I ended
Yeah.
up doing socials. We didn't even have catering. Like Marble Slabbing didn't even have caterers. I was going out to people parties
Mm-hmm.
and bringing a character with me, and we ice cream, running around chasing kids and giving them ice cream. Like it's whatever. It was whatever to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that Creamworks was a household name. I even coached. Wow, I'm gonna get off this after this. I even coached the basketball team
Yeah.
just so I can get my name out there. So they
Yeah.
said that I can coach and I don't have to wear the team shirt.
No?
So I had a Creamworks shirt. So everybody wanted to play for Mr. Creamworks, but it really
Yeah.
was the Sienna Plantation. It was the Sienna Bulls.
Yeah.
So everybody, I want to play for Mr. Creamworks, not the
Yeah.
Sienna Bulls.
Ice Cream Man.
Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
I remember my son, man. I wanted to hear remember this, but people used to say, "I want to be in Mr. Creamworks' classroom." Like they wanted to be in his classroom in first or second grade, whatever grade he was in.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
because we were a household name. People were making jingles, and so at the end of the day, he got me talking about my little business plan.
Yeah.
But what he's really saying is that we said all that to say that I'm bankable because I kept my business plan. I wrote it in pen.
Right.
But that pen had an eraser attached to it, and I
Sure
was able
did.
to strike out, erase, and revise.
Yeah.
So long as I was getting to the money.
And that's a beautiful thing, you know, when you realize that you have something and you need to market it and it evolves.
Yes.
Like, you know, and you just have to roll with the evolution because especially when you're supplying to like, you know, you like a flavor that I don't like and vice versa. So
Right.
when you're supplying to different people, you know, had you not made her a root beer float, she wouldn't have went back and said, "Hey,
Right.
we should go over here."
Yeah.
Because this is what Mr. Creamworks is doing.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. And the same thing for the yogurt. If you were watching because see, I eat clean like one week out of the month. Okay. I eat clean. I need to do it more. But
I need to do it. I need to start doing it. But go ahead.
But when I eat clean, I'm trying to eat yogurt.
Yeah.
But I still want the fruit. I want the pineapple chunks and the strawberries or whatever else. I want the ground crack. I just had, oh my God, I just had this cheesecake. I got the cheesecake flavor. Put some strawberries in there with some ground crack. I stole that from Marvel's Lab, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, but mine was better because it wasn't ice cream, it was custard. Oh my God. I would eat that, but I would eat it with yogurt when on my days that I was eating clean. On my weeks I was eating clean. So yeah, at the end of the day, I just saw our market and I wanted to capture all of it. And guess what? If you wasn't coming to my store, I was coming to yours.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'm in. We
sample.
kicking ass in the basketball league, and then if you win, you get a 10% discount your whole team. If you lose for participating, you get 10% just for playing. 20% if you won. So when I tell you after the basketball games, my place was lit like a little club for kids.
Yep.
They running around, they slobbering everywhere, they tearing the place up. But I'm making that bread because every Saturday they had to be a winner and a loser. And both of them get discounts at Creamworks. So it was just like I was just hitting everybody, man.
Yeah.
I'm hitting seniors. When you thought I was done, I was hitting kids.
It's a win-win situation.
What?
You watching the game happen like, man, I hope we win. But if we lose, I still win.
Come on. Come on. That's what it's about. So, man, we're going to shift over and talk a little bit more about scaling. Because now that we understand what our business should look like, the type of industry we should categorize our corporation in, the people that we should know, like yourself, that will give us funding or put us in alignment to get funding. That's the course that you have. But once you get that, how do you scale? How do you use your banking system now that you got your corporation in alignment? Because that's the first thing. Everybody that's watching this show, if you don't have your corporation in alignment, which I'm guessing probably 80% of the audience don't have it in alignment just because we wasn't taught this. So get it, now it's in alignment. They come to you, and how do you scale a business?
And you know, scale is another one of those blanket statements. You know, you want to make sure that you're prepared to scale to the level of the scale that you want to. And what I mean is, you know, if you're going to scale and buy a building that you can't afford, but you want the building, that's a scale that you're not ready for. Maybe you buy a smaller building, you know? So, and I would say that when we're talking about lending, and that's really, you would use that through lending.
Yeah.
You know, lending through the bank to scale your business in many different ways. It doesn't always have to be, it can be just being able to hire some more people so that you can have more outreach.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you can use that funding for an additional office space or additional machinery if that's the business you're in. So every business is different.
Yeah.
And scaling, I believe, is very important, and it comes with evolving. Like, even though you you were making money on everything that you were offering, you were scaling just in the same place,
Yeah.
because you started off just offering ice cream, and then it went to root beer floats, and then it went to
Funnel cakes and
funnel
burgers.
cakes and burgers. So that's scaling, but that's your expenses were going up. Even though you're making more money, your expenses were going up, because
Right.
now you have to understand, and that's why you have to understand your cash flow too.
Yeah.
You have to understand your cash flow. You know that you're making more money,
Hold on.
but you're
And
spending more.
right to that point, you cut off right there. And I
Hmm.
love that. So it was crazy because there was a time in my business where we were making so many burgers that I would have had to get a grease trap
Yeah.
if in fact I would have kept on going. So I had to limit
Hmm.
the burgers to only for the senior days and on Fridays.
Yeah.
So one Monday out the month, I'm doing burgers galore. And then on Fridays from a certain time, I'll do burgers and floats again for the general public because people started coming in on the Monday. Man, what these seniors doing? Oh, it's a special. It's $10. $10. I can get a whole dinner and dessert for 10.
Hmm.
No, not you. You're not a senior. You're not on
Yeah.
fixed income.
Yeah.
You rich. So it's gonna be 15.99 for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Plus tax. I ain't even charging them
Yeah.
tax.
Right.
They used to bring cash. So I had a
Mm-hmm.
transaction fees.
Yeah.
And I just tally and pay my little franchise tax on it, but don't pay the credit card fees. Um, and so at the end of the day, you have to know how to scale
Mm-hmm.
and how far not to scale. It's just like people who work a job. If you working overtime, you really not making all of the money that overtime brings.
Right.
Because you got to pay more taxes on your revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's the same thing in entrepreneur. I used to love to work. It's crazy. I was always smart, man. I thank God for my mindset. I only had like one real job my whole life, and then I've been an entrepreneur. This is my 21st. Ooh, the 24th is when? Friday, Thursday? Whenever May 24th is, I'll be 21 years in the business. So I had a job in 21 years.
I gotta give you a clap for
Oh
that,
man, appreciate it,
man. I
man.
give you a clap
Appreciate
for
it.
that, because that's a
Appreciate
beautiful
it.
thing.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Definitely.
I be knocking out goals and be forgetting.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, man, 21 years.
Can't
And
forget where you came from,
you're
right?
right. You're right. You're right. And so 21 years ago, I had a job. I used to work for Time Warner Cable, which is Comcast. Well, it's Xfinity now.
Right.
And so they used to. I made really good money, well above minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
And for that to be my first job, well over minimum wage, I really thought highly of myself. But when I started doing overtime, I found out I was probably only making like $50 extra a pay period. But I was working a lot of hours, and on paper I should have been making like an extra 400. But if you don't have your dependents coded right, and then you got your taxes and things of that nature, then you making $58 more for every $400 you make. Now that's not a formula. I'm just saying that was an example of how loaded, how big the disparity is between what
Yeah.
you think you making when you
And
calculate
what
it.
it actually is.
Right. So then I found out that they had a policy that if you work on a holiday, you make double time and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So then now I was cooking with grease. So I would work on holidays but wouldn't work overtime. And people didn't get it. I'm like, why you backwards? So you rather be here 4th of July? Yes, because I'm not I was only like 21, 22 years old when I had that job. 21 when I had that job. So I wasn't a family man yet. I didn't have to barbecue or nothing like that. So it's not like I had to get the house prepared on 4th of July. I just show up and eat.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even drinking back then. So I would just show up and eat, dance, and now I'm going home and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But then the older guys in the family that was 40, 50 years old, those were the guys that was sitting around, had to cut the yard, had to get the decorations,
Had to get things
cut the
prepared.
watermelon, had to get things prepared, season the meat, put it on, make sure they sending people to the store to get things they forgot to get the week before. And I ain't have to do none of that. So why sit at home and wait on Craig and them, Uncle Craig and them to finish the meat when I could be working double time and a half? And so that was my hack. And so the same thing, that same calibration process has to take place in your mind when it comes to business.
Definitely.
You have to figure out how far to scale, but how far to go.
Yep.
And so I always start my students off with, anybody I mentor, I start them off with just 10Xing. If they're bringing in, $100,000 a year, how can we scale you to get $1 million?
Right.
And it don't have to happen in 6 months. This can be a 5-year plan. But what do we do to get you to $1 million? Because sometimes you can want to get to 10 million from 100,000, and ain't no way in hell you're gonna be able to get there because it's another set of rules. Like once you be like you can't do that. Once you get to $1 million, then you'll start to learn how to duplicate that million. Then you'll learn how to get to 5. Then you'll learn how to get to double digits. So you 20 years off if you try to get it now.
Right.
But if you say that I got a 5-year plan to get 10 million, you'll find yourself hitting 10 million in 2 years. Then you'll have the plan to get 30 million. Then that 100 million really was only 5 years to 7 years away. But because you incrementally bit off of the $10 million and didn't try to race from 100 to 10 million, to 100,000 to 10 million in 30 days or a 1 year, then now it wasn't so far off because you bit off the right protocol.
And notice that the goals are going to, they're still going to be goals, but they're going to be closer together.
Yes.
Because you're going to hit them faster.
Goals. Realistic goals. You know, I tell my son he plays college football. You met my son.
Yep.
And and he knows it. I could call him up right now and be like, hey, how much percent you supposed to be getting better every day? And boy, I say 1%. Because you have to. I remember a good friend of mine, his brother plays in the NBA, plays for the Lakers. And when this back when he was in high school, he'd been a phenom since middle school. And Jared Vanderbilt. Shout out to Lil Vanderbilt. But me and his brother Jamal, we play in basketball league together, and so we was coming to support Lil Jared when he was in high school. And they were playing a white school, and Jared's team was so power packed.
Yeah.
They were just, I'm talking about dunking on them from the free throw line, damn near, just
having fun.
Having fun, bro. And one of the parents for the white team was just like, play our game, play your game. I can't say Craig, that's a black name. Steven, play your game. Don't duck with the free throw line. Play your game.
That's not you, son.
Yes.
That's not
Shoot
you.
the three ball. Like, because Jared and them would throw the ball to one person. You think that person's finna shoot. He throw it to another person. They dunk.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, what happened? And, man, they kept on saying that. And then he said, chip away. When I tell you, I left because they were up by like 30 points. When I called my boy to see how the game went, I'm thinking he gonna say, yeah, they blew them boys out by 60. They won by like 18. Because those white boys kept chipping away.
One possession at a time.
One possession at a time. And if they had one more quarter, they probably would have only lost by 6. They were gonna lose anyway.
They won't lose.
As you can see, Jared's in the NBA right now. So him and all his friends play like NBA players.
Yeah.
He's just one of the few guys that made it, but he played with some other NBA caliber guys at that high school level. And so they wasn't gonna lose. But the syndrome of chipping away is really something in business that we all can take a part of. You know, you might not want to hit 10 million in 4 quarters, but you can hit 10 million in 16 quarters if you take your time. That's only 4 games. It's 4 games a quarter. You see what I'm saying? And so you just chip away, and I think that's what we have to learn too. I think that in business, we try to get, like you deal with corporations that are cash flowing $1 million and under. And so you get people that get over that $1 million, but they didn't go from 0 to hero just like that. They did 300,000, 500. It's gradual. Yeah, and then we have to learn that as a people too, because I think that sometimes what they say is a saying that says, "How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time."
One bite at a time.
Yeah,
it's the only way you can eat.
There you go.
And you know what you said? What you said is, I don't even know if you caught it when that parent told their kid, "Play your game."
Yeah,
that's what entrepreneurs got to do. They got to play their game. You know,
that's a gem. That's a gem.
They got to definitely play their game, because they can't look at you because they don't know your story. Now we can tell your story, but nobody actually knows your story, and they can look at you and say, I'm gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
But you don't know his story, so how do you even know the steps he took to become that guy?
Right.
You got to play
your game.
Play your game.
I like that.
You know?
You know what? Yeah, we'll talk about that off screen. I love that. All right, cool, man. Well, man, listen, this is good. It's going good so far. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this as much as we are. We know we dropping gems, and we dropping gems on each other. We dropping gems to y'all. If you ain't tuned in and feeling this, something wrong with you. No, I was gonna say, or you already then made over $1 million in business. But even if you did, you would appreciate what we're talking about.
You sure would.
So either way, way, man. So I want to talk about this gym session just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Yeah. So I know that this podcast is gonna be on forever. But for the people who watch my podcast as soon as it comes out, then you guys are about 3 weeks away from gym session, and we're gonna do this every year. So this is gonna be the first one. The first of many. And we're going to go on tour and take it to different cities as well.
Definitely.
But it started off, man, we're just going to organically talk about it. Like, it started off with you and I just sitting back, smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Talking about, we had dinner. Remember? So guys, we met each other.
Oxtails.
Yeah. He had them good. Listen, down here in Houston, if you ain't had no oxtails, and shout out to Rock House. Okay?
Yeah.
Rock House Southern Kitchen. Okay, my boy Steve is All right, guys. So I want to tell you about this event that I'm throwing on June 9th. Okay, guys, June 9th from 2 to 5 p.m. I'll be dropping gems. We're gonna call it Gym Session. You heard it right, Gym Session. Since I'm always dropping gems, but this time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have some of my friends and colleagues from around the world to come and grace the stage with me as well. And we're just gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a good time. There's gonna be dancing. We're gonna have brunch. It's just gonna be a celebration, but everything is gonna be tied to showing you how to get passive income and how to set wealth. And so at the end of the day, make sure you click the link below. If you're on YouTube, if you're on social media, then you can DM the word gems, or you can click the link in my bio to be led to the registration page. Thank you. One of the owners, okay, Rob Wright, Steve Rogers, and Rob Wright. You guys doing the, I know you got some other partners, no disrespect to them, I can't remember their names, but man, y'all doing a really good thing. This man here was off the chain. He from Jersey originally, so he chased them oxtails with them yams. Well, I think I got some yams on the side, but it comes with rice and greens or something like that, cornbread.
Now I will say, I ain't gonna go too deep about it, because I know it's off topic. The food here,
yeah,
man, we just don't have that in the North.
Well, we can talk about it because we're actually having the gym session catered, so they'll be able to get brunch. Remember, so what we said, and bring you back home. What we said was we wanted to be able to have a conversation that would benefit the audience,
definitely,
you know, a target group of audience. But we wanted them to be in their own element. And so we're going to feed you. We're going to have brunch.
Comfort food.
Yeah, comfort food. We're going to have music.
Yeah.
So you can get on there, you know what I'm saying, line dance, whatever you do.
No.
I don't know how to do some of that. You know how to line dance?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, he's from Jersey. He don't know about that. I should know. I know a little bit about it, but I don't know as much. But we're going to get out there. We're going to line dance.
Right.
We're gonna play some regular, you know, hip hop. We're going to play some, maybe some neo soul. We're going to do some things that make everybody comfortable, because the goal is just for us to just sit on stage, man. And we remember the word we use. I don't know if you remember, but we used the word intimate. We said we wanted there to be an intimate setting. Conversation, intimate setting. And then we decided to add more people.
Right, definitely.
Yeah, so we said we're not just going to do it just between us and it'd be like an hour and a half. We're going to do 4 hours. Yeah. And we're going to have guests to come on, and they're going to be talking about all kind of things, but everything is going to be coming back to wealth. And when we talk about wealth, passive income is one of the best ways. It's the top way to increase your wealth, because there's too many things that consume our time on a daily basis to where we won't be able to work for our money anymore. I don't know if you guys have seen the shift. I'm always about 10 to 15 years ahead of my time.
Right.
Even with the ice cream shop. That idea, people still hadn't came out with that. I might cut that whole part out the podcast. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Can't nobody do it like me. Just when you thought of something, I'm gonna think of something better, because I'm that guy. I'm him. All right. So anyway, I'm always 10, 15 years ahead of myself, man. And I know that I'm talking to some people in a futuristic way. But what you guys are gonna soon figure out is that there's no way to make over, I would say, over $1.5 million on your own. You need a team.
Definitely.
You need money in your sleep. Anybody who's ever made any money know that you can't get over that threshold of $1 million or 1.5 for sure, especially without a degree and being black. If you're gonna work your way there, you can't do it. So you got to implement systems and stuff like that. So everything we talk about at Gym Session is gonna be geared towards wealth, and then specifically passive income to get that wealth. And there's many different ways to get that. You know, you can do corporate funding. Right. Which scales your business. So when you scale your business, you can buy systems, you can buy software that make money for you in your sleep.
You can implement a lot of different things when you have money.
Yeah. So and just I don't think we said this. We're gonna talk about this in Gym Session, but you basically handle corporations that are that produces $1 million and under, but dollar value. That means that anybody looking to get $100,000 and under, they come directly to you. Yeah. So let's just say something modest, like if somebody got $30,000, what can you do as a business owner with $30,000? Now, before you answer that question, which is what we're going to be teaching at gym session.
Because they do have to know what to do with it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say what to do with it, not only be able to tell you, but it got to make sense economically.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I'm gonna go buy more equipment because then how is that gonna matriculate to actually making money?
Right.
How's that gonna correlate? How's it gonna coincide with growing and expansion for the next 5 years? So you got to know how to plant that seed. Because $30,000, you can go get you a Sprinter van, and for what?
And it won't generate
Come on.
the cost. It won't even generate income for you.
Right.
You know, and that's very important.
Or you can go in and you can hire a publicist.
Yeah.
And that person can be over press releases and social media
Mm-hmm.
and social media engagement.
Mm-hmm.
They can do social media advertisement on Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram together, as
Right.
well as YouTube if you wanted to put YouTube. It's not Meta, but you can also add YouTube with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still probably only at about $5 to $7 grand of that 30 grand.
Yeah.
Then you can have some AI tools. Those are just subscription based.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably only run you about $400 or $500 a month for 4 or 5 AI tools that can work when you're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got money to go to a course and a class. A lot of business owners, they don't understand the importance of educating themselves.
Say it again.
Man,
I think you gotta say it again.
Oh, he said say it
Right?
again. Like he did like Gotti, like say it again.
Yeah, say it again. They
Man,
need to hear that part.
Yes,
you
a
know?
lot of business owners don't value education and courses and seminars and workshops.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, y'all value college.
Mm-hmm.
They value college, and I'm not talking down on college, but both my kids in college on the
Yep.
dean's list, and they're student athletes, so they're working damn hard to even be on the dean's list. So they're applying themselves. And I still tell them, don't you put all your eggs in one basket on this fucking school, because at the end of the day, they ain't doing nothing but teaching you how to be modern day slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to participate for a little while, but don't you think that that's the end all be all to who you are.
Definitely.
You were made as a special person, unique, and you had a unique gift for this world. And we're going to discover that through seminars. You discovered that through education. You discovered that through breakout sessions at workshops in Honolulu or Miami or Vegas or here in Texas at our convention center. Those are the things. And they cost, but they cost less than education by the institutions. Institutions are going to charge you 100 racks just to pay you 45.
Mm-hmm. Oof. Man, you talking now.
Or you can spend 10 grand on the weekend
Talking now.
and get $1 million worth of game. I'm just saying.
And you know, I listened to a speaker this weekend, and when you're talking about being in those rooms, you know, it's a difference between being in the room and being the head of the room. You know?
Wow.
You know?
It's a
And
difference. Say that
it's
again.
a difference. It's a difference between being in the room and being at the head of the room.
Come on.
Man.
What's the
And
difference?
that's
Mucho difference. Yeah.
And you know, you even told me, you know, when you went to, you know, a conference.
Yeah, I
you know?
recently went to the Grant Cardone 10X Center. And yeah, I mean, and I made myself known, but it was just normal catapultation. It's like that I'm that guy that I want to know what's going on, how can I apply it? And I got that energy about myself.
Yep.
And but that energy comes from, it doesn't make me too special.
No.
What makes me special is the fact that I respect what's going on at these seminars. And because I respect it, my heart is receptive. Therefore, the universe brings more people to me that's going to help me elevate. One of the speakers at Gym Session came from the Grant Cardone conference. I met him there. Yeah.
See?
So his name is Stephen Mass. He played big time college football, and he just kept that heroic attitude on into life. And he has a program that we're teaming up with. Davion is so it's me, him, and Davion. We're teaming up. So we got something going, and it's called the Mortgage Free Life. We're teaching people how to pay off their mortgage in 5 to 7 years. So that's everybody can use that. If you renting, you can tell your landlord, or you can tell your friends and your family that are homeowners. If you're a realtor, you can go back and rehash all your old business. We'll give you a nice referral fee, make you an affiliate. We have an affiliate link, and you'll be able to get paid for everybody you refer once they get into this program. But basically, I know the owner of a bank that re-strategized and restructured his loan product. So typical banks, like the one you work for, you're going to pay more in interest the first 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, because that's how they get their money.
Right. He doesn't care about that. So basically, you're going to pay him less interest and more principal, and then he's going to put you on a plan to where you pay extra towards the principal so many times a year as well. and that formula reduces your payment. And he guarantees he can get you your mortgage paid off in 5 to 7 years if your mortgage is under $1 million. Now, if it's over $1 million, it'll take a little bit longer, but then you can overfund it too. But anyways, he's going to give you an amortization schedule, and it's going to show you exactly how many years. So it may be 6.6 years for you. It may be 6.2 years for me. 6 years, 2 months. And so we're going to have him there. Well, I met him at the 10X Growth Conference. Yeah.
And that's life changing.
And I paid 12 grand total between the ticket, the hotel, and all that type of stuff. It ran me 12 grand. How many people are disciplined enough to say I want 12? I'm gonna put 12 grand on the education, and then I meet somebody like that can help all of you guys, help me in my business, because of course I get a commission with this because it's my company.
Definitely.
My son get a commission because he's working directly on it, and then realtors gonna get affiliate. They're gonna get affiliate commissions for referring homeowners that they've already gave business to, done business with. And so it's just, we eating perpetually off of a $12,000 seed.
An investment in yourself.
Come on.
Now that's
Or you can go to Vegas and spend 5 grand poisoning your liver on a vacation.
You sure right about that. And investing in yourself, I feel like is one thing that a lot of people, a lot of business owners especially, are a little nervous to do.
Yeah.
You know, a little nervous to do, because not all investments come back immediately.
Come on.
You know, so when you invest in yourself, it might not be an immediate return, but the education that you get,
Come on.
that's what's
And the connection.
and the connections.
Because everybody in there, the tickets were from 5,000 to 40,000. So everybody there paid a nice little chunk of change for that ticket. You know, I was VIP. And there was guys that was Diamond and Premier. They paid more than I did. I paid more than the executives and the general admission, but I still didn't pay this. So there were people that was serious, and there were people that was more serious than I was. And you networking with somebody like that. I mean, look at us. We met at a networking function that I put together at another Steve Rogers restaurant.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
I said, who's this guy in the suit, man? He must be the head of the. You know, and it's funny. I was talking to your one of your mentees, and I said, you know,
you did tell me that.
Yeah, one thing about networking, man, you always look who everybody talks to, and that's the person you need to talk to.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. I said, yeah. It might not hit you now, but when you keep going to these, you'll notice there's always a couple people everybody talks to, even if it's, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
How's it going? You know, people who have nobody talking to them.
Yeah.
They
ain't got no motion.
Yeah, they don't have emotion.
And then come to find out you were talking to somebody that I mentored, so he already knew me.
Yeah. He already knew.
Shout out to young Chris.
Yeah.
We call him young Chris. Chris went to school. He went to middle school and high school with my kids.
You got good
and he just
shoulder.
Attached. Yeah, man, very good. Man, he the next millionaire out that little group. Yeah, man, he's definitely on point. And again, us networking, and then it brings about this. So, man, we getting to the end of this, so we're going to bring up, we're going to play a little game.
It's game time.
It's game time. So, when you think about, I'm gonna say a word, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
All right? Or if it's a phrase. And this on top of my dome.
All
Y'all,
right.
first of all, my mind works so crazy like that. I can just come up, like, I have no idea what game we're going to play, but bam, watch when I start
We're going to come up with something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Generational wealth.
Excellence.
Okay. Black excellence.
Black excellence.
Funding.
Free money.
Wow. Banking.
Necessity.
Okay. Now let's expound, because we're going to talk about this on gym session. So let's quickly expound real quick on how do you use banking to your advantage? If you had, but like 3 bullet points, because you ain't got to go into paragraph format. How do you use banking to your advantage?
For one, it helps you doing tax time. You know, having your business and personal separate, especially as you scale. I guess second point would be you need banking in order to do business to scale. You need banking to scale. So you need funding to scale, and you need capital. So we'll say that you need capital, and it doesn't have to always be yours.
Yes.
Doesn't
It
always
should
have
never
to
be yours. We need to get out of using our own money. I'm
Mm-hmm.
guilty of that too.
Mm-hmm.
I've used my own money to fund a lot of my business endeavors until I knew any better.
And you know, using somebody else's money, because there's good debt and there's bad debt.
Yes.
You know, going out and buying a TV that you can't afford and you throw it on a credit card, that's bad debt. But having to go to the bank and get lending so that your business can grow,
Come on.
that's good debt.
Yeah.
You know, having a home that you own, that's good debt. You know, there's nothing bad about that, because debts like that can become assets.
Come on.
You
Debts
know?
like that. That's
You
a
know?
bar. Debts like that can become assets. Say that too.
Debts like that can become assets.
Hold on, let's go. Like, man, hold on. The gym should be falling on the screen right now. That's good, man. So, as we close this out, first of all, I want to thank you for being on the show, my brother.
Man, I
Yes, sir.
appreciate
Hold on.
you.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. So, in the close, man, what would you tell? I really, my audience is pretty broad, but I have a special love for those young folks. Everybody know every summer, thanks to my daughter, she got me doing this internship for high school students that have recently graduated from high school.
Yeah.
Before they go to college real quick in that summer period, and teach them about the real world as it relates to real estate and wealth before they go off and go to college. So they can have the right perspective.
Definitely.
Don't let these institutions tell you and make you a slave into what they're trying to do. Go get the education. Go have fun. Go get drunk when it's appropriate, and live life. But also know why you're there. And so I give my little group that little that direction before they go. And so we're talking to 17 to 25-year-olds. How would you, because they're just starting the bank, how would you tell them to start a corporation, use the bank for funding to scale to make $250,000 annual income?
Ooh, man.
I'm putting them on the spot because I like dropping gems.
There's a few ways, and I guess
Just do one.
the biggest way is, don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Come on.
You know, and don't let anybody tell you that your dream is too big. You know, that's something that I would say to my kids and younger kids in your audience. Like, don't let anybody tell you. People tell people what they can't do because they couldn't do it. So,
Period.
you know, I'm sure it was people that said ice cream shop.
Yeah. In a recession.
You know?
The recession was coming. So after I started, they was like, well, you're going to trim your fat? In 2008, because that's when the market crashed. I had it in 2007. I'm like, nah, I ain't trimming shit. I'm for the ad. Yeah, I'm invincible.
You know?
That's
it's
how
about
I feel.
thriving.
There you go.
You know, keep a thriving mindset, and you will. You know, you might not finish where you started. You know, you don't have that ice cream shop anymore, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. Life evolves, business evolves. You get a different mindset. You get into different courses. You know, nobody that's made $1 million, unless they're a ball player, nobody that's made $1 million more than likely only did one thing from A to Z.
Right. You have to evolve. So evolve or die. But thank you so much, man. Once
Definitely.
again, my brother.
Hey, it was a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Guys, you will see him and others on the stage at Gym Session. You do not want to miss Gym Session. I hadn't even came up with a price. The price is going to be zero to cheap. It's going to be very affordable, or it ain't going to be nothing at all. And then we also going to have brunch. Now, people got to buy their own brunch.
Yeah.
We have them buy their own brunch or whatever and get drinks. But for the most part, the information, the $1 million game is going to be for free. Well, thank you again, my brother.
Hey, it was a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir.
Definitely kicking it with you.